Next matchup on the prelims, we got a men's middleweight bout between Brendan Allen Allen going up against Krzysztof Jotko. First, we got Brendan Allen, who is a fighter with a background in BJJ and striking. And then we got Krzysztof Jotko, who has a background in striking, BJJ, and grappling. Allen likes to use his length well. He fights behind the jab and mixes in a variety of kicks and punches. He tries to mix them both together. And then he likes to improve his striking defense. And from time to time, he needs to do that, especially with the move up in competition that he's going to see again after falling down a couple of fights ago. And one thing that I just don't like with him is he tends to take a lot of clean shots early on. We've seen guys get on him early, and then he has to come from behind with his grappling to save the day for him. He looks to get the fight to the ground, and he pushes the pace constantly, and he uses the cage to his advantage to try and neutralize offense from the opponent and to get his shots off. He has good size, and he's really good at dragging his opponent down to transition to their back with the grappling game. Like I said, he also has great transitions on the mat. He has a good chin, but he needs to start mixing in the volume and improving his defense. That's been his thing. He can grapple great. He can neutralize his opponents, but his volume is low at times, and he tends to take a lot of damage. You look at the Punahele Soriano fight, which he won. He took a lot of damage early, and he was lucky enough Soriano slowed down, and he was able to take over because he has a good cardio base in him, and it allowed him to get out of dodge with a quick victory by decision there because of his movement. Against a guy like Krzysztof Jotko, he might have issues with all that because Jotko has a good cardio, he has good takedowns, he pressures all the time, but he can be wild in the stand-up with overhands and hooks that could catch Brandon Allen because Brandon Allen needs to improve his head defense. I like the fact that Jotko likes to get into top guard and he dominates the ground and pound. He uses a lot of feints, a lot of movement. He likes the range game. He has good submission defense and he has a great cardio. And that's why I'm going with Krzysztof Jotko in this matchup because I feel like he's going to do a lot of things good. He's going to avoid a lot of those shots from Brandon Allen. He's not going to slow down. He's going to cause Brandon Allen to take too much damage. And he's going to put in more volume in those rounds where Brandon Allen's so used to not having to deal with that. You saw, of course, against Malkoun. Malkoun was able to take him down and kind of hold him. But Brandon Allen was still able to put in just enough more volume. In this matchup, you might not see Jotko take him down, but you're going to see Jotko push him back up against the cage, use the strength there, and then just throw within the clinch. But then he's going to avoid a lot of what Allen does. It's just crazy to look at Jotko, how much he can avoid shots at such a close range because it's not like he stays far away from range. He's still there. He still fights. And he just is good with his head movement. And just like I said, a lot of people bite on his feints and it creates more like open shots for him. And where he doesn't have to pull like a lot of volume, it's just that he just pours just enough to beat his opponents. And that's why I think Krzysztof Jotko beats Brendan Allen by points, aka unanimous decision in this matchup. So once again, I got Krzysztof Jotko by unanimous decision victory over Brandon Allen.